What's up, spooky bitches? It's Katie.
And Vicky with Cocktails to Die For.
All right. You got a disclaimer for me?
Well, obviously you should be an adult because we're drinking, and there is definitely murder. I don't think anybody's raped in this one, so you're probably good there.
Look at you go.
Definitely some domestic abuse, so
it's a good one.
That's always fun. If you hear clicking, we're at work recording this podcast, and Stacy Ann's over there just clicking away on her computer.
We are not drinking on the clock.
Nope. We're making this cocktail later, but we're going to tell you the recipe so that you can make the cocktail while you listen to it. So today is about lovers that decided they wanted to murder their significant other. So I made the jealous cherry cocktail. Well, I didn't make it, but we're going to make it.
We're going to make it. It sounds delicious.
Yeah. So it's 1 ounce of melon schnapps, 1.5 ounces of ginger beer, 2 ounces of blue curacao, 1 ounce of spiced rum, and put all of that over ice and add a little maraschino cherries for garnish. Stacy Ann's making ugly faces at me because she thinks it sounds awful.
I'm going to make her try it.
But I think it sounds pretty good. And again, most of these people died because they were jealous.
I mean, I have had the thought of murdering my significant other, but I would never act on that. No?
I mean, I don't know. Depends on the significant other and whatever happened.
Mine was mainly breastfeeding in the middle of the night. And I just thought maybe I could put a pillow over his head.
Your significant other was breastfeeding in the middle of the night? Or
breastfeeding the baby. And he's just peacefully sleeping.
Yeah.
So I thought a pillow would help him sleep if it was over his face. And then I realized that's not appropriate and continued to breastfeed my baby.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mine was pretty good about getting up in the night with the kids, so I didn't really have to worry about that.
Yeah. He was a helper, but, he didn't have the boob.
To a certain degree, I get it. Sorry, I'm battling a head cold. So we have 2 murders today. They are both younger kids who were murdered by boyfriend or girlfriend. And we found out about these because one is local to us, and several of the people that we work with actually knew of this murder because it happened not very long ago.
Which is crazy because I had no idea about it.
Yeah, well, I know. And they went to your school.
They did?
Your high school.
Snaps, son. I was in school with murderers.
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But the other one, my husband grew up in upstate New York, and this happened there. And so he knew about it because it happened at his high school long before he was actually going there. So it was like a
myth or rumor or whatever.
Well, it wasn't a myth. It happened, but they know he knew about it through his school. So, all right. So we're gonna start with Taylor Owens, who, spoiler alert, was murdered by her boyfriend. So Taylor was born on August 19th, 1994. And she was born in Seaford, Delaware, to Richard and Mary Elizabeth Walker Owens. Damn, her mom had a long name. She graduated from Dover High School and then went on to attend Goldie Beacom College in Wilmington.
All right.
She also was attending Harris School of Business.
Okay.
She was working as a CNA at the Institute of Pain Management in
Camden,
Delaware. She was doing her thing. She, had a son. So she was straight doing her thing and living her life. She was a member of the Camden Moose Lodge.
What?
Yep, that was an information that I got from someone.
At the Moose Lodge?
Yeah, she was. And
what is she doing at the Moose Lodge?
I don't know, girl, hanging out. That's some redneck ass shit that you do in Dover.
I think my mom loves a good Moose Lodge, but she's in her 60s.
Yeah,
what is this girl doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like these folks were very rednecky.
I want to circle back to the Moose Lodge and just get more information. What did you do there, ma'am?
I mean, probably hung out and listened to
I was never
music.
let me go to the Moose.
I don't know, man. I didn't hang out with Newslatch, so I couldn't help you there.
Okay, same.
She loved spending time with her family and her nephews. She was your typical teenager who enjoyed talking on the phone and apparently riding the back roads and blaring country music, was what one of these articles said.
What?
Because again, redneck shit.
Well, Camden Moose Lodge is out there, so she probably
Right.
doing the back roads to get there.
Yeah, she enjoyed spending time on the water. And according to friends of hers that I know, she was also friends with everybody. And so she was just an all-around nice person. Her boyfriend was Tony Mosick Jr. I couldn't find any information about him as a child.
That's weird.
Couldn't find out when he was born. But apparently at the time of his arrest, he was 21 years old. He grew up with his father and his sister. Couldn't find anything about his mother, so I'm assuming either she left or something happened to her. But his father was disabled. And he did have a very troubling home life. He didn't get along with his father. According to people who knew him, the person who knew him, being someone who works in my office, said that he was always taking in the woodland creatures and trying to rehabilitate them and keep them as pets. He once had a pet fox and a pet raccoon.
I mean, at least he didn't murder them.
No, but I'll let you guess as to who gave me that information.
I'm pretty sure I'm aware.
He was involved with drugs. And prior to this happening with his girlfriend, he had already been busted on a marijuana charge, which was in connection with his father as well, because they were just growing the pot plants at their house and doing the things and whatever. But from what I had heard from people who knew him was that he also had a habit of like other harder drugs like meth and things of that nature.
His picture lines up with that.
So towards the end of Taylor's junior year of high school, she met Tony and they began dating. And as far as teenage couples go, you know, it was pretty normal, off again, on again. They dated after she graduated high school. And at some point they got their own place together, and
so he was like a major part of her life.
Yeah.
Involved with the son too.
They did end up living together. Yeah.
Okay.
So then it really hit the family hard when Tony's father was found dead. Yep. Tony's father died.
Just the dad's dead. Okay.
Nope. His sister, Jennifer, and her boyfriend actually murdered him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
So what was he doing to her?
Don't know. Don't have a clue. But apparently the boyfriend, his name is Gerard Schweiger, he stabbed the father to death. And then him and Jennifer stuck his body in a bin and threw it off a bridge.
This is like the second bin in a bridge situation.
I know. What's happening in Delaware? I got questions.
Guys, the coolers on the bridge, it's
Please,
not going to work.
not.
And also shooting the cooler, as we learned, doesn't work.
It does not make it sink. Don't shoot a cooler. It does not sink in the ocean.
Oh, I feel like that should be on Mythbusters now.
Yeah, probably will be. August 29th, 2013, Jennifer, Tony's sister, was convicted convicted to 18 months in prison for helping to dispose of and hide the body of her father.
I feel like a stabbing's very violent.
Yeah, I feel like there had to be something in the background there that we don't know about that didn't come out in the trial or whatever, but I couldn't find any reason as to why said boyfriend stabbed her dad. And there's also no information about his disability. It just says he's disabled, and then literally next to it in the article that I read, it said, could not confirm type of disability. So, like, was it mental? Was it physical? Was it, like, PTSD? Like, we don't know.
Right.
So, I don't know. But he was disabled, so he wasn't working, obviously.
Okay.
So, back to Taylor and Tony Jr. They were living together. However, Taylor had a job as a CNA, and she was last seen on August 31st, 2013 at 4 p.m. After she left work. She also had spoken to some of her friends, and then when her friends hadn't heard from her and her family hadn't heard from her the next day, they reported her missing. She did post on Facebook that She works 2 jobs and still manages to go to school and achieve high honors. The least you can do is give me a little respect. I am so tired of everyone being so rude to me. You're the person I didn't expect it from. That was her last Facebook post.
Okay.
And that was on August 31st. On September 7th, so everybody's out here searching for her.
Okay.
On September 7th, badly burned remains were found in a wooded area, basically across the street from their home that they shared on Denny Street in Lipstick, Delaware. So they found Tony Mosick Jr. bringing a pile of brush. Like, so the cops were out there, they were looking at the burn site, and they found him bringing a pile of brush to put on top of the still smoldering fire. She's not a good criminal, not smart.
No.
Not a genius whatsoever.
Also, it's right across from your house. What did we think?
Look, maybe he was on meth.
I mean, I'm happy he didn't think, so they were able to
genius.
find him, but really?
He wasn't out here winning Best Murderer of the Year awards, okay?
Clearly.
He would not have been a serial killer, is all I have to say.
No, he was a one and done.
That's a good thing for him.
Yes.
So he admitted to police that on August 31st, he and Taylor Owens got into a relationship dispute, and there was a struggle, and apparently as she was walking away from her, he pulled her feet out from under her.
What?
Like, I guess he tackled her? I don't know, but he pulled her feet out from under her, and her head hit on a doorknob. He believed that she was dead.
By the doorknob.
Okay. So he wrapped her body in a blanket, placed her in the back seat of her own car, because, you know, why not use your own vehicle to find a place to dispose of your body, and drove her down the street to the woods where he decided to dump her body.
Okay.
After 4 days, he returned to the body, piled tires on top of it, and lit it on fire to avoid the corpse from being identified. So all this time, family and friends are searching for her.
And he knows exactly.
The body was still burning in the woods. Like, he just left it to burn. So again, when the police found the remains, he was walking to the fire with a pile of brush, trying to burn the body some more. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison, but could be released after 15 years.
Cool, because this was just a little crime. Like, nothing
Yeah, it
crazy.
wasn't a big deal.
15 years are good.
So, however, he has not been released yet due to an event that happened in 2017.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was a big group of inmates at the correctional center in Smyrna that created a riot, and in hopes of getting like better living situation. Like, I'm sorry, you're a criminal. I don't think you get a better living situation, but what do I know? So he was.
You mean prison wasn't great for them?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Okay.
So they held other inmates and several correctional officers hostage in an attempt to have these changes made. So during the riot, Stephen Floyd was killed, and correctional officers Winslow, Smith, and Joshua Wilkinson were injured, and the counselor that was there, Patricia May, was held captive. Other inmates were also injured during the riot. Bye, Stacian! Other inmates were also injured during the riot. Several actually noted that they were slammed down onto the concrete.
Yeah, the ones who tried to intervene, supposedly. Is
Yeah,
what
like they were like really roughed up and like hurt bad. Like one guy was, I think they said like in his late 50s, and they just bashed his head into the concrete over and over and over again. So
what the fuck is wrong with people? That's how you get better. I just want you all to know. This is my TED Talk. This is how you get better living situations. Just be violent. It works.
Yeah, apparently. It didn't, clearly.
Right.
So he was actually one of the inmates that was associated in being involved in this riot. However, he was not convicted of like the murder or charged with the murder. 16 other inmates were actually charged with the murder because I guess they were like the main conspirators. But since he went along with it, he was named. I saw this big like thing, and he was actually named in it.
Okay.
In like a court case. So as of right now, there's no updates about when he's going to be released. because
Well, maybe it's good that happened to keep him in a little longer because what he did was awful. Whether he took her feet out from under her and the doorknob killed her, or
whether he burned her freaking body to death, we'll never know.
Alive.
Because they
what
said,
happened to her baby? Do we know?
No.
That makes me sad.
I assume a family member is caring for her.
Yeah. Well, at least he didn't kill the kid.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on.
That was great. Thank you.
Yes.
You always leave it on a great note. It's never sad. You're the worst. It's so sad every time.
I'm sorry. How do you make murder not sad?
I didn't think about that when we got into this. Okay. I just thought I wanted to talk about it.
Okay. Well, you can't make murder not sad.
Fine.
Like, people die. People die and murder is sad. And it's awful. So yeah, if you knew these people, give us a shout. Let us know if there's anything you want to add, or say anything about them, because it is really sad. And again, it happened near us, and we actually have people that are like connected to it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They like went to high school with these people, were friends with these people.
Mm-hmm. And they're just out there killing people. I can't get over the fact that the sister and the boyfriend killed the dad, and then he killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, like, well, so I read this article, and his grandma said he's just having a really hard time with his dad's death, and, we know he needs to get help, but there's really no help out there for him. So everyone knew, and apparently people warned her, warned the girlfriend, like,
but they don't listen to that.
He is psycho, don't do it. And she still wanted to be with him, which, I don't know. But people always be putting their hands on people. So the next one we're going to talk about, it happened in upstate New York.
Oh, we're branching out.
Yeah, we are. So this is a tragic case of David Eccleston and April Del Olio.
Okay.
So David Eccleston was born April 17th, 1975 in Norwich, New York. He was a star basketball player and an honor student. He was getting ready to enter his senior year of high school and living his best life. He had just received a full scholarship to Alfred State College for basketball. This was at a time when two high schools were getting ready to merge into one. Okay. So New Berlin, New York, and maybe Norwich. I don't know. My husband knows all about this because he was there when the schools merged. But apparently there was not enough children in each school. Like, my husband's graduating class was like 30 kids.
Wow.
And it was a public high school. Like, this was not like...
That sounds like a great town to live in.
Like a private high school.
Maybe I should move there.
So when this was going on, these kids were being combined with another school. Okay. So apparently David was an avid drawer and like into artwork and things like that. And he drew this big thing that was like coming together, changing, coming together, something like that. It had like a big eagle with like a banner. And so on his tombstone, they actually put this drawing that he had done. They engraved it on the tombstone because he was like really well known for like making this big
He just seemed like a
he seemed like a good kid. However, like all kids, like there was a book written about this, and it really portrays him as an asshole. Oh. It's a very one-sided book. Okay. I didn't read it, but the reviews on it are horrendous. Because it seems like the writer, whoever wrote this book, basically took sides with the girl at the time and really portrayed this guy as an asshole. Because that's what led to, they say what led to the murder was that he was just not nice to her.
It doesn't matter if you're not nice or not. You don't murder someone.
So keep in mind, this guy's 17. Okay.
They're just dicks, all of them at 17.
Like boys in general.
And girls.
And like teenagers in general are just assholes, and they don't have common sense.
They don't.
Like, they don't use all their brain cells to do the things. So anyway, they live in a very small town. Okay. Like, obviously, again, 30 kids in a graduating class, not a huge town.
You know what I'm getting from this? Just listening? The Mindfuck series. It's bringing me back to
Oh my
that,
God.
and I don't know why, but I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Oh
It's a
my
good book. Read
goodness.
it.
So kids in the town are having casual sex, smoking pot,
As you should.
drinking, partying. You know, this was all written from a central New York news investigator. Like, this is what he reported. So I'm not making this shit up. Like,
having
I'm not
casual sex. Like,
this
thank
is
you,
literally
officer.
a quote from this
We
man.
did not know that teenagers did this. Thank you for letting their parents know. He was trying to rat someone out.
He was. So the investigation and trial did reveal some pretty disturbing things about small town life in upstate New York. So the girl that David was casually
having
seeing,
sex with,
was 14. So again,
so he's 3 years older.
Yes. So in the scheme of it, you're looking at a 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
He's
oh my gosh,
Stacey on for reals with the door.
Guys, that's our eerie door in the background. We got new sound effects.
Yeah,
that's intentional.
Stacey on likes to open and close said door while we're doing our podcast. So, you know, think about this not as an adult who looks at that and thinks, ick, that's a bad thing. He's a senior.
Years.
She's a freshman.
Yeah.
So it's really a senior dating a freshman. It's not a 17-year-old dating a 14-year-old. It's a senior dating a freshman in their world because they are small town students. We're not talking about going to a high school in Delaware where you have 300 kids in your graduating class. We're talking a graduating class of 30 kids. You don't got a big pond to swim in here.
No.
And you know, what is she doing at 14?
Right.
Out running around with these 17-year-old boys. Like, I don't mean to victim blame or anything, but like, what is she doing out running and partying and fucking and doing all the things?
The casual
with these 17,
sex, ma'am.
The casual sex, the smoking the pot, the doing the things. Where are your parents at, ma'am? Where are they?
Where most parents are.
I'm just saying. I just felt really bad that they tried to victim blame him, and he's the one that died.
And he died. No, that's awful. I mean, in this situation, they're both obviously going to come out and did wrong things.
Yeah.
But again, nothing should lead you to kill someone.
Right.
That is a problem.
Right. So, according to all reports, David didn't want to be tied down. Homeboy didn't want a girlfriend. He just wanted to have the casual sex. He knew he was going away to school and was going to go to college, and he didn't want a girlfriend. She didn't see it like that. She wanted to have a boyfriend because she was like, he's 17 and I want a older dude.
She wanted the older man.
Right.
Mind you, he's still a child, young lady.
Uh-huh. However, they would exchange explicit love letters per the news.
I love love letters at that age.
Explicit.
What the fuck does that mean? She's 14. She's probably like, I love to hold your hand.
No, I doubt it. She's probably like, I'm gonna suck your dick.
God damn. At 14?
I don't know. She's fucking a 17-year-old. She probably was sucking his dick.
I feel like she shouldn't be saying that. She's not.
Excuse me, ma'am. Of all these people in this room.
I need you to look up there to your right. Is that your right? Is that her left? But he saw that.
Anyway, my point is, explicit doesn't mean I want to hold your hand.
Or is it like they're explicitly confessing their love? I probably sound really stupid right now, but I just feel like...
You sound really stupid because we know what you were doing.
We're not talking about that. I feel like at 14 and 17, but I'm not...
I know what I was doing at 16, so I feel like I wasn't...
But I want to write letters.
I was writing letters.
Who are you writing letters to?
My boyfriend.
Oh
my mom found a folded up letter in my pocket where my boyfriend said, you want to do it this weekend?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not like you want to do it.
I'm pretty sure it said like you want to fuck. And I said, hells to the yes, where we gonna do it? Because I was a hoe.
Not no mo.
Not no mo. Now I'm married.
I'm dead.
Anyway,
yes.
So moving on from that, they're explicit love letters.
I guess they're writing a lot.
I just need to ask Katie a question. Do you have to eat all the
other Katie?
Foods?
Yeah.
We have
everything with the wrapper.
Also, it's like she's a child.
You want to take them out of the wrapper and put them in your hand? We'll allow you that time.
So this is Katie. She's getting her MP. She's hanging out with us. Hi.
Yeah, you just put her business out there.
And then we have Stacey on over here.
Wait, can I say stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you
say whatever you want.
Okay.
So can Stacey on.
Stacey
you are our guest appearances. She got her noodles. We're good.
Yeah, mac and cheese.
Get it with your mac and cheese. Anyway, sorry.
Sorry.
We digress. So they both attended the same high school. She convinced him to meet with her on October 20th, 1992, outside of the high school prior to class starting, and stabbed him in the back and chest 22 times,
You're a coward.
and then left him to die.
You stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, and in the chest. I would assume she started in the chest, and then as he tried to escape from her,
Escape.
as our friend would say, from him or from her, she decided to stab him in the back a couple
Also
of
with
times.
the stabbing.
14?
Right.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of
Mission
force,
play.
I feel like.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah, she's
So then she decided she was going to go home, change her clothes,
She's a psychopath.
change her clothes, get her book bag, go back to school, just live her life.
She just went to school?
Yeah, like nothing ever happened. Just
I would.
bye.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, it didn't take long for someone to find his body, and when they found out that he was dating her, they clearly found out that she was the murderer. It didn't take very long. They were like, oh, his wannabe girlfriend did it. Like everybody was like, oh, it was April.
Oh my gosh.
Like people were not that bitch over there. She did it.
I like the tattletaling.
Yeah. So obviously her defense attorney tried to convince everyone that she was mentally unstable, that he was controlling, abusive, just using her. He said awful things to her. He told her that she was a whore. Like this article that I read literally went into detail. Like it was like he. So.
She had another pack of
Katie out here getting her a second pack of gushers.
so good. It's so
You may eat your gushers inside.
Oh my god. So yeah, they went into a whole detail about how he was just the worst, like just the worst boyfriend ever, and well, I don't know, whatever. He was using her, and he was a predator because she was younger.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
oh yeah, they went right for the jugular. So they tried to convince the judge and the jury that she was suffering from temporary insanity. However, a psychoanalyst deemed that she was actually sane at the time of the trial. But somehow during cross-examination, they were able to pick the testimony from the psychiatrist apart and said that, well, maybe she was temporarily insane when she did the murder, but now she's fine, excuse me. Anyway, the jury sided with her. After like time of deliberating, they sided with her and sentenced her to 5 years of therapy.
That's it?
Mm-hmm. And then every 5 years thereafter, she has to check in with her psychiatrist.
She stabbed a man to death.
Yeah.
She stabbed a child to death when she was a child.
Uh-huh. So the judge of the case, his name is Kevin O'Dowd, he was absolutely appalled and made a statement in the courtroom where he said, "Never in my entire legal career have I had a case which had more disturbing overtones than this one. A young man is dead, and basically I am hamstrung on the situation where I have to treat it like the psychological equivalent of April had a bad day on October 20th, 1992. A bad hair day. She had a bad hair day, so she just went out and stabbed a man."
And he can't overrule.
I guess not in upstate New York. I know there were multiple people who came out after the case and were like, the state of New York is fucking awful. How dare they, like, not try and overturn this?
His family's got to be infuriated.
His family still to this day has a Facebook page where they, like, post random stuff about it. Like, yeah, I mean, they're not healed well. April relocated to New York City after she was released from her 5 years of inpatient therapy. She's missed check-ins, had some issues, but as far as I know, hasn't been charged with anything else. And there have been multiple people who have tried to get her, like, put back in jail and things like that. And so far, it has not.
That's crazy. That's awful.
It's awful.
I don't think a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old should be together. Mentally, they are not at the same place. in their maturity level. They should not be. So, but I also don't think she was a victim of him being a creep.
No, it sounds like he was trying to get away from her, and she was pursuing him. And again, I mean, I get that at 14, infatuation and things like that.
Yeah, you can become like
again mentally, like you said, you're not in the same place, but at the same time, it's almost like, you know, he was seeing that he was not going to be here for the long term. He was going to go out and go to college and all this other stuff, and she's just here, you know, trying to drag him back, and he didn't want that, and so he was trying to get out, and she clearly was. But you know, I mean,
I'd be interested to see what these messages were and how controlling he was.
I don't think they have.
I know, but I would be interested to see, just because.
I mean, I imagine if you can get a.
How did the jury side
like
with her?
What
did they see?
I don't know. I tried to I literally went down this rabbit hole of trying to get like the actual court notes.
Yeah.
I can if I want to pay money for it, and I am not trying to pay no like $50 to get court notes for a podcast that we do like on the side.
Can we just make that shit public record?
It said it was public record, and then it asked me for $1.
I ain't got $1.
And then I still didn't get it because she was underage, so it got sealed.
I
tried. I gave them $1, and they still didn't give me what I wanted. I did. I was like, I'll pay you $1.
No dollars to be given.
Well,
no more dollars.
I'm like, this is just a side hustle, y'all. And I'm not
you done sealed the record, bitches.
I'm about to pay $50 for it.
And that's just so sad.
Very sad.
I feel awful for his family. I could not imagine.
Her family is. I wonder if that maybe has influence on like small town. You know?
Yeah. I mean, his family, it looks like, still runs a business in that town. Like, I think they have like a refrigeration, heating and air, HVAC type thing. Because when I was researching him, what kept coming up was like their business. And I was like, no, I don't want your business. And I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way, but that's not what I want right here. So I don't know if it's like sibling business, parents that had started a business and like that kind of stuff. But
that's crazy. 5 years of inpatient therapy.
Yeah. Just, you know.
Also, where do you go for that?
I mean, a psych hospital.
But I've worked in some, and never have I ever seen anyone.
5 years.
It's been like, when's the release date? 5 years from now. I'm like, what? How does insurance pay for that?
I don't think you get insurance.
Who pays for that then? The state?
The state.
That's crazy.
Because it's a state mandated thing. Your insurance doesn't cover it. I mean, I guess the state insurance does, whatever you want to call it. Like, that's just like these people that go to prison, the inmates that are in prison, they are covered by the state insurance because, we're paying for them.
I know, but I guess I wasn't
diabetes and their freaking hypertension and their COVID treatment and their LASIK and their teeth. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. LASIK, cataract surgery if you're old. You got to get your dental work done. Oh, yeah, we're paying for all that. But hey, you know, you just went out and murdered 17 people. Go on with your bad self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasion's over here giving us
gang signs.
No. What is that? Sign languaging us to
charades.
She just doesn't want to talk, apparently.
Nope, not today.
But I mean, I have people that were in my family that worked in the prison system. So like, I know how freaking stupid and backwards it is. Like, in my opinion, but also I think that's why I'm so opinionated about it as well. Like, why are we all like doing anything for these people? You murdered someone. You raped someone. You did something awful. You're over here selling drugs to 10-year-olds. Like, why should we give a shit if your teeth rot out of your face? Why should we care if you have a fucking heart attack?
I wonder.
Let's throw them all in the morgue for all I care.
But I feel like is maybe part of that. What if they're convicted and innocent?
Bitch, please. How often does that happen?
I feel like quite a bit.
Okay. All right, conspiracy theorists. Simmer the fuck down.
I mean, it happens. We know it happens.
I doubt it's very frequent.
It's a fear I have.
Okay. Well, guys, just plant Katie's DNA somewhere.
Like, I don't know who'd want to do that to
clearly
me, but
we're all out to get you.
I literally was driving
The
to work this
cartel,
morning.
all of them.
The cartel, that's... you never know. I was driving and I was like, I wonder how people get in these situations. And if it does happen, like, that's terrible. Just a thought.
I wonder
why I'm your friend.
If I ride off the road and crash into a tree, will someone feed my dogs? Like, that's what I wonder about. I don't wonder, how does one get into a situation where they get thrown in prison?
I mean, I feel like that's not going to happen to me. These are just thoughts that I have. Also, can you please watch The Perfect Wife?
I will.
It's good.
I haven't had time.
It's good.
I've been stuck on Only Murders in the Building.
I know, I gotta get on that one.
And now I want to see that new Monster. Well, not new, but like I want to see the new season of Monster on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because Charlie, I can't say his last name, Hunnam, whatever.
I don't know.
He's going to be the Ed Gein.
I do love it.
I love a good Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Ed Kemper, too.
Oh, he's a creeper, too.
He's so creepy.
Who?
He's huge. Ed Kemper.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Oh.
Maybe
We'll
you
cover
should
it.
do
Oh,
that.
yeah,
you
cover
should
it.
cover it.
Yeah.
I've already gotten us like most of the way through November and I'm working on Krampus and shit for Christmas, so.
I will be
Yeah, because we do
doing...
paranormal too.
Love it.
I'm gonna do Skinwalkers next.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my god.
They're terrifying.
I don't even like when she says the word.
And I'm gonna do the
Is it a
history.
bug?
No. It is... Okay, I'll give you a little pre-series. So it's from... So I'm not going to say it right. I don't think it's Navajo. It's some type of Indian tribe, and they practice like dark magic essentially, and they can form.
Wait, I'm watching Dark Winds on Netflix, and I feel like it's...
They can take the form of people.
Yes.
But they look slightly demonic. Like their eyes look demonic. It's not that person, and they don't always speak correctly and things like that. And there's like a lot of videos on them.
So there's shit that's off. You should know.
Yeah. Like they look...
It's fucking weird.
They look demonic.
Okay.
But it's a dark magic thing, and it's essentially my understanding without doing a ton of research yet, because I haven't done mine yet.
No.
I've been a little busy, sorry. Is to infiltrate like a family or something and harm people, like to make them do what
they want to do.
Yeah. But it's very big in like the Indian culture. Yeah. Like one of their tribes. So I have to see.
You should watch Dark Winds.
So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna research this, but these things scare the shit out of me.
No, I don't like that kind of spooky scary.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But I do love it. Like I watch it and then I won't sleep for 5 months. Everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No."
No, but I couldn't stop.
I had to watch it.
I had to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
That's next?
That is next.
I think it's next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got in my office. I have the calendar.
Yeah, I have it on my fridge.
I have my planner.
Oh, your 5th planner?
First of all, I only have 3 planners, so go fuck yourself.
I'm gonna get you a bunch of planners for Christmas. Spooky planners.
No, if you're gonna get me a planner, my end goal is to get the digital wall calendar planner.
Bitch, I didn't say I was rich.
So if you got $800, go get me a digital wall
I'll
calendar.
tell your hubby, hey, I found the perfect gift for
He
her.
don't give me shit.
No,
we
he
don't
loves
get each
it.
other stuff for.
We don't either.
We're not.
Well,
We
actually,
get stuff for the kids.
I tell my husband not to, and then I get sad I don't get anything.
I won't say it to his face.
Same.
All right, we gotta wrap this up.
All right, yeah.
'Cause now we're just on a tangent.
Okay. Well, that was fun. Stay safe.
And stay spooky. Bye.